Hello everyone, V the Amazing Greek here. Today I'm doing a video displaying all of my weapons, homemade, bought, well, yeah, you either make them or you buy them. I'm going to go through them and show you what I've got. I've got them kind of laid out here in the garage floor. It was a task getting them together and displaying them, so I'm going to go through them and show you what I have. And any questions you have, I'll try to explain where I got them, maybe how much I paid, things like that as I go through, because I know those questions will pop up for some of this stuff. And let's get started. Let me give you an overview of what we're dealing with here. There's the overall layout here. This is actually the exact spot where my car fits, so it takes up a lot of room. I had this on the tripod, but then as I started to, sorry about that jigglation, as I started to show the items from back there, I could not show them properly. So, first thing, this right here is my homemade battle axe. I made this after watching the movie The Lord of the Rings. Gimli, I believe, the dwarf, used something like that, and I saw it and I said, I want one. It's an aluminum shaft, a steel head. Needs a little bit of sharpening. I've got the basic edge on it. I made that. This is my homemade short broadsword, kind of Conan-ish style. The edge is here. Backspace here for like blocking. Not really going to cut with that. There's my little Batman cross guard there. It took me about a week to actually make that and mill that out. And there's the handle. It's all welded together, 1/4-inch steel blade. This I love. This is my Spartan sword. They sell these on Bud K. 1/4-inch thick steel blade. They claim that this edge will split a nail. I don't doubt it. It's actually got a decent edge for me not having touched it yet. It sits in a box. I love this thing. I don't want it to get messed up. It's got a good weight to it. Here is the Cold Steel Katana Machete. Very nice weapon. Mine is wrapped in grip tape because that polyurethane handle is a little slick when your hands start to sweat and stuff. I was thinking about notching the handle like I did my camp machete. We'll get to that when I do that. This right here is my two-handed machete I made prior to buying this one. This is actually a $10 machete blade that I bought at Tractor Supply Company, and I modeled this after the Chinese war sword sold by Cold Steel. I wanted one, but I don't have $500, so I made this. It's got the little counterweight on the back that goes up to about right here in the handle. It's a hardwood handle wrapped in blue cord, as you can see. This, my wife bought me one Christmas. It's one of those, they call it a hunting knife. It's actually just like a Wagasashi, I think is the name of the short samurai sword. The steel is 1/8 inch stainless. Not too bad. It's got the rat tang in here, which means it's a bolt, or basically all thread welded to right around in here. There's the flat steel goes to here, then there's a rat tang piece of all thread, and this little nut right here holds it together. Kind of weak, but I have it very sharp. It actually cuts very well. This is my Cold Steel Magnum Kukri. That is a nice machete, very powerful. My wife loves that one. That's the one she uses when we chop stuff up. This one right here, Ontario machete. It is the I believe the 18-inch version. This right here is the SOG, what do they call that? Sogfari machete. 13-inch blade, I believe. Nice handle. It's a rubberized grip on there. This one right here is my Ontario Sawback 12-inch camp machete. I like that machete. It has the modified handle. I have a video on how I did that. This right here is my homemade kukri. There's a video on that one. I show it off a little bit, chopping and stuff, like that one. That is my homemade machete right there. I use that a lot. Both of them, the handles are oak. Where is it? This one, I think I paid $18. I paid $8 at Walmart here. This one I paid, I think, $20 at the surplus store. This one I got on Amazon, I believe, before they started charging tax. I won't buy there now because I don't want a statement at the end of the year. My wife bought this one at a gas station. This I got from Red's Gear. I think I paid $23. This one I got at the mall. Alright. This is a club I made. From here to here, inside, is a piece of steel. So it's weighted at the end. I think the correct name of this is a truncheon, I believe is the name of that. It's a truncheon. I actually have the materials to make 2 or 3 of these. I need to give away to viewers as a contest. I think that would be a good idea for you guys loyalty watching and commenting. This is the War Club, the one my wife carries in her truck. It's a hardwood dowel with a steel bar, steel tubing on the ends. Very awesome. I showed how to make that in another video. Just did the video on these. This is a flail, double-headed war flail. This one is the flail with the spiked head. There's the double flail, the spiked, and there's the bladed version right there on the end. This right here is a tubing flail. I showed that one in the previous video. You can see that there. Here's my collection of nunchucks. Steel tubing, pipe, steel tubing, aluminum with very cool handles. I've got holes in there to lighten it up. And then there is a pair of wood chucks that I have. Okay, let's go down the side here. Kind of running out of room in this garage. That is a homemade Rambo style knife. That's like the second knife I ever made. It's pretty badass. It's full tang, welded onto a steel handle. There is my Klingon inspired knife. That's the first one I ever made. This is a Bowie knife. It's a Pakistani steel, very crappy metal. Nothing good do I own that came out of Pakistan. I think I have 2 and they're both garbage. It's a decorative piece. If nothing else, I'll use it as a template to make a real knife. This is my trench spike. There is a video on how to make that for anyone who is interested. This is the Scout Adventurer. I got that at the surplus store. It cost me $19. That is not a survival knife. That is a Boy Scout training knife. I made a review on this knife and I explained the blade only goes to here. It is pressed into a cast aluminum handle and there's a pin that holds it in. It breaks very easily, very easily. This is a homemade knife I made. Made that one day at work. Very nice knife, 1/4" steel. Very good knife. This right here is a Chinese copy of the Buck Nighthawk, I believe is the correct name. It's okay. The metal sharpens up, but it's just not too great at cutting. I'm not sure why. I think I need to adjust the blade angle. This right here is my Ontario. I think I paid $19 for this one. This was like 19 bucks. The Ontario marine knife. I think it's like the 989 or something like that. It cost me 30 bucks, but it is so worth it. That is high carbon steel with a powder coating, tarred leather handle for grip. This, the first M-Tech I ever bought. I love that knife. I believe it's a 141. Reminds me of a British knife. Has the rubber handle. I love that knife. It's very sharp. I think I paid $10 for that at the mall. This one here, that is my United Cutlery One Shot One Kill Bowie. That's not a bad knife. It is the best saw blade on a knife I've ever had or made. I am so impressed with that. The best sawing knife. I paid $28, which is the same price if I would have got it for Bud K with shipping. This is the Cold Steel Bowie Bushman. Very awesome knife, super sharp. I got that. Oh, that was a gift to me from wildbillwholesale.com. I had some complaints about another knife, and they corrected the issue, and I made a video talking about that and showing it. There's a demo of this knife on my site that's very good. This is a little $7 knife I got off of a military surplus store online. Not a bad knife. It's flat and has the cord wrapped handle. Not too bad. These right here I've not done a review on yet. I need to. It's the same knife. I just wanted to show you one in the case, one out. That is the Emtek MT114. Those are knives I've got for my daughters. It's a miniature version of the Marine Combat knife. They call it the utility knife. It's a very good knife. Took a little bit to get the edge the way I wanted, but I'm very happy with it now. There's my favorite, almost of all time, the Emtek MT151. One in the case, one out. That knife, even though it came to me with a slightly bent blade due to manufacturing errors, it is so badass. You've got to get you one of those if you can find one that's straight. It's so awesome. This right here is the USA Saber I picked up at a gas station run by some local guys. It was $9.50. I haven't sharpened it yet, but it's got some good potential. I did a little video on that. Some people thought it would make a good spear point, and I think that they might be going the right way with that one. This is the first kukri I ever owned. It is a Hero's Edge kukri. I would not trade, sell, or get rid of that for anything. That is one of the most functional knives. Serves as a hatchet, machete, wood splitting. It's a brutal, brutal knife, and now that I've put my hands on it, the edge is razor sharp. I would never get rid of that. I would be buried with that one. Let me walk over here. We're going to get a little different here. These are Ninja hand climbing spikes. Now, mine are modified. They have a bar across the back because when you go to use them and climb, your hands, when you put the... Let me come over here. When you go to climb on something... Ooh, that's some bad camera work right there. Put your hand and you go to climb, your hand tilts back. So, I saw another guy, he had bars on the back to stop that. It serves two functions. If you ever fight with these on your hands, you could rip somebody's fucking face right off of their skull. They're awesome. And the backs would serve as a deflection. If somebody tried to slash at you with a knife, the upper portion of your wrist would serve as a block. Of course, that might be dangerous to try, but it would work. This is a knife my dad got me. These I got online. The hand spikes, I think I paid $15, and then I got the foot spikes for $12. The foot spikes are trash. I need to make some. This is a Frost Cutlery Fantasy knife my dad got me one year for my birthday. Very sharp. It's kind of like a scimitar heft to it. It's awful fancy. You know, I never actually carry that in the woods with me, but it is kind of nice. This is the third knife I ever made. It's got the Tanto Edge blade, leather wrapped handle, and then I have the guard on it, the knuckle guard. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I have no idea how much my dad paid for this one. This is the Emtek Extreme Beast. Not a bad knife. I've shown this one in action on another video. I paid $34, I believe, shipping and everything, on that one from Atlanta Cutlery Corp. Pretty nice little knife. That's not actually a saw edge on there. It's just kind of decorative. It won't really do much of anything. I've shown that. This is an Emtek. I don't remember the number. I think they call it the Bounty Tracker or something like that. It's a take on the what's that guy's name? Tom Brown Tracker, along those lines. Has the chopping end, the wood splitting blade here. You can hold the handle at various points. I have a demo video on that one. I paid $19 on eBay for that. Okay, what else we got here? Oh, and then right here, one of the maces I've made. Steel pipe, has the spikes on the end. Grip tape. The spikes are actually all thread that are bolted in through the hole, and then I sharpen the ends. My daughter actually sleeps with this beside her bed. That's her. She likes that one a lot. Alright, now it's getting tricky on showing you guys this stuff. Let's see. I showed you the nunchucks. Alright, here we go. This is my homemade katana. I was in the garage one night, wasn't sure what to do. I was bored, so I made that. It's a steel blade, no high carbon steel, nothing like that, just some welding steel. There's my German entrenching tool with the spike on the end. One edge has a saw blade on it. The other has a sharpened edge. I've shown that. Cutting down stuff with that in a previous video. This is my military type, not actual military, but military type folding entrenching tool. Those are very good weapons if you ever had to use them. They're a heck of a hacker. My heavy mace, my regular mace, I did a video showing you how to make those. Those are like $15 a piece to make, that's all they are. Here's my homemade spear. Get off me, mosquito. The handle is made from a old farming tool, very hard wood. I've got the blade made out of some welding steel, and then I wrapped the attachment point in another piece of steel. This is a bokken. That is a training sword. These hurt very bad. It's hardwood. You can hurt somebody very bad with that. You may not kill them, but you're gonna break something. There's a bat that my dad gave me. It was very ugly when I got it. It was blue and white. The end was chipped up really bad, so I cut the end off, repainted it and stuff, sanded it down. Now it's pretty badass. I painted it black just so you can't see it coming. I have more than one crowbar, but this one is the only one I have the handling made on it. I did a video showing this if you want to see how I did that. I think Essential Zombie Gear crowbars is where I cover that. This is a ninja weapon I made. It's a chain with the weighted ends on it. I want to say it's like a Marigawa or something like that. I can't remember exactly the name. That's a pretty cool weapon. I made that. Here is my expandable baton. I think it's maybe 18 inches once expanded. There's an axe, my boy's axe. That's the little bit bigger, not full size, but they call it a boy's camp axe. That's with the new handle. I had the other one break at a camp out. I think that axe cost me 12 bucks is all it cost. Alright, let's get over this way. Excuse the jiggling camera work. I'm trying to... Alright, so there's the war clubs I showed you. There's one of my axes. I did a video showing me putting the handle on that. There's one of the axes I picked up at Hardware Freight for like 7 bucks. I think this one I got maybe $10 at a hardware store. Here is my homemade chopper. I use that to process firewood around here. I think I showed you guys that before. Here is my twin set of Smith & Wesson Extreme Ops folders. These are badass knives. I have one in the Tanto and one in the drop point. The Tanto is straight edge all the way. The the drop point has the serrated edge. They have G10 handles. They were $14 a piece on wildbillwholesale.com. When they first came out, they were $50. I wanted one bad, but I was not going to spend that much on a knife. This is my homemade blowgun. This is a piece of copper tubing. The end is flared out, so you can put your mouth there. These are my homemade darts. They are the wire connectors with a piece of 14 gauge wire straightened out, put in there and glued in, and then I sharpened the tips. These are badass. They will go almost a 1/4 inch into my my target right there that I use for the throwing stars. The kids love playing with this when their boyfriends and stuff come over. They all come over here and throw throwing stars and the blowgun and all that. They enjoy that a whole lot. Okay, I went up through there. Let me back up a little bit so I don't step on nothing. Alright, now I guess we'll start going through all the knives over here. Let's see, here we go. Okay, let's get on this. Here's the throwing stars I've got. I do not buy throwing stars. I make all my own throwing stars and throwing devices. Different designs and variations. This right here is a throwing knife that Rick gave me. There's another one somewhere here in the garage, but in the throwing process it fell behind something. I have not found it yet. These are spikes that I made, throwing spikes. They're tapered on the end, very sharp, very, very hard to throw. It is not like a throwing star at all. It's very difficult for me to stick. There's my Mitsubishi throwing star. These are various designs I've tried to see if they work. Some of them work better than others. Alright, now to the knives. There is my NATO Victorinox knife I got. That's from Germany. Has a good saw blade. Has a good blade on it, surgical steel. I've actually used the can opener in there many times to loosen and tighten nuts and bolts and things like that. Amazingly works well for that. Pocket knife, I traded De Vonderkoff for one I found at work. I traded him. Kind of a cool little design. Blade's a little loose in there. This is a Frost Cutlery knife I picked up at a gas station years and years and years ago. Very sharp knife, like $5. This is my Swiss Army knife. It was given to me by my uncle when I was around 12 years old. I still have it. It's awesome. My Victorinox multi-tool. This is like an $80 deal. I did not buy it myself. It was given to me, and I love that. It is a very, very useful tool. This is my assisted opening pocket knife, $10 at the mall. Smith & Wesson Horse Hunter or some shit like that they call it. Like $7 at a pawn shop. M-Tech pocket knife with the wood handle, $7 at a gas station. We have two of these, the Bear Grylls folders. This is not the smallest one, but the next size up. My daughters each have one of those. This is an M-Tech. What is the number on that? 141, I believe. That's an awesome pocket knife. Very sturdy. Good blade. Does not wiggle, jiggle, nothing. Me and a couple guys at work ordered those. Paid $7 a piece off of wildbillwholesale.com. This is a Master Cutlery poker pocket knife. Not poker like the game, like it'll stick you. That's what I call it because of the blade shape. Picked that up in a pawn shop one day, $5 I believe. The handle's beautiful, so I picked that up. Renaissance Fair dagger that I picked up at the Renaissance Fair is like $8. Homemade jobby right here. Made that one. Piece of crap Pakistani boot knife. That was in a truck, and the guy let me have it. He didn't even know it was in there. Homemade dagger right there, kind of a boot knife style with the squared off tip. Homemade knife, daily carry, that I made to be under the 4-inch limit for the law around here. Let's see, some more knives. These are little $1 knives that you pick up at the gas station. I picked a couple of those up just so my girls had a little something to put in her pocket. Little bitty knife from a seminar I went to. They gave to us a couple of knuckle dusters. This one is a steel tube with a 1/4 inch bar bent around and welded. That's a nice one. The other one is nuts, giant nuts, with the insides drilled out and welded together with a palm bar right there. That's awesome. That is a modified knife that I got at the military surplus store. Paid $14. The handle was junk, so I made some cedar handles. That's the first wooden handles I ever put on a knife. It didn't turn out too bad. It's a nice knife. Let's see, where are we? I did a review on this one. I got this for $5 at Tractor Supply. It's got the saw, which does not lock. The hunting blade with serrations right here. It's got the gut hook. It locks into place. And then the straight blade, which locks into place. I wish that the saw locked in, but it does not. See anything I missed? No. Okay. This is a Fury push dagger that was given to me by somebody. Is a crazy person, but so be it. See what we got here. The pipe knife. I've shown a demo on how to make this. That is so freaking awesome. Nothing costs nothing. These are throwing knives that Von der Kolff gave me for Christmas. Very nice. They're pretty good to throw. And then I have my sickle. This is a bad weapon. It's surprisingly how easy this is to use. That will cut the shit out of you. It's very old, but I've sharpened it. It's very sharp. Then we go to the more modern stuff. There's my Hi-Point 40 JCP. Got the 2 magazines with that. 40 caliber. That I got for 150 bucks from Von der Kolff. He was getting rid of it. There's my Phoenix Arms 22 long rifle pistol. I got that for $175. The first pistol I bought, 22. It's not a bad pistol. The safeties are a little bit jacked up on it, but I've modified those. It has 2 safeties. Let me get a little deal here. There's one here to release the slide, and then there's one here for the hammer. The one on the hammer, after firing a few shots, it tends to fall down. So I modified it so that it can't fall down if I don't want it to. So I don't like shit stopping me from being safe. So there is my Remington 870 with the tactical stock and foregrip on it. I did a video where I show putting this on and the new foregrip. I took the wood off and put the synthetic stuff. There is the Cold Steel Trench Hawk. That's awesome. It has grip tape on it also because it has the polyurethane handle. The spike on that is awesome, or as I said in my other video, it's the shit. It's a very good thing. I got it from Red's Gear the same time I got the two-handed katana machete, and I really like that. This is a kukri machete, Chinese style. I think I paid $7 for it. When I got it, the sheath was falling apart, so I had to make a leather one for it. And it's not too bad for around the yard and stuff like that. I wouldn't try to cut too thick a limb with it, but anything thumb size or smaller, it doesn't really have a problem. This is my Kel-Tec Sub 2000. There's several videos of this on my site where I'm putting the modifications on it and different things. And I got my four clips. One of them is 10 round. The others are 15 rounders. It's basically my wife's rifle. I mean, it's mine, but she uses that one if we have to. And then there's my baby, my Bushmaster AR-15 with the collapsible stock, red dot scope, and my magazines. Got 6 of them that are 30 rounders and 1 Magpul that is a 42 rounder. And it looks pretty badass. I love it. And that's what I got to offer. So that took a little bit to explain and show. So oh, the shotgun cost me like I think $125 from a guy at work, ex-cop. I got it from him. The Kel-Tec, I paid $400 for that, and then I started doing the modifications, and I give you the prices of all that stuff. And my Bushmaster paid ended up being like $800 once I paid for everything. And then got the magazines. I got one magazine with it, and then I bought the other magazines at Shadow Warriors for $14 a piece, and they're the good ones. So the Magpul 42 rounds was $19 at Academy Sports. That's a pretty good deal. I went up there to get 30 rounders. They had that one, so I picked it up. It's pretty cool. And that's what I got. So like I said, I didn't show my samurai swords because they're kind of display pieces, even though my Wakizashi, however you say that, the mid-size sword, is very sharp now. But even when I was doing bottle testing against 2 liters full, it cut right through it, but the blade, you know, bent. They're not made for combat, you know. The most you're going to stab somebody and run and go get your gun, home invasion or whatever, you know, if you had to stab somebody. It's not a weapon. But that's everything I have. If you have questions about any of it, or you know, comments, that's fine. I thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And now I got to put all this shit back up. So my next hour and a half is predetermined for me. So y'all have a good one. Thank you for watching, and come back and see me.